Saying that it was the Depression and not much money around, they couldn't go around buying candy and stuff like they can now. So most of the families, they bake like cookies and breads and things like that. And maybe, and everybody had fruit trees. So it was mainly like apples. So just about every house you went to, you got an apple. So by the time you got home, you got like a whole bag full of them. But that was okay. Mom made applesauce or apple pie with them. I can remember every Halloween I'd get a mask and my brothers would get masks. But they weren't like they are now. They were like cheesecloth, starched, really stiff. But then as you started wearing them and you started breathing through them, they all went limp. So by the evening was over with, there wasn't much left of the mask.
What kind of masks were they usually? Still different kinds? Or?
Not too many different kinds. I think there was like witch ones and devil masks and things like that, but I don't remember that they had the variety that they had now. They had a Boys and Girls Club in South Bellingham where I live, and they'd have like Halloween parties for the kids, and it was like dunking for apples and things like that, and they had like cookies. Some mothers made candy that if they could, could afford it. So it was, we always thought it was great. No, we never really missed out on anything.
Didn't you almost get arrested on Halloween, or you did get arrested?
Oh, yeah. You would ask.
Well, that's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was in 46 or 47. My boyfriend and I were invited to a Halloween party, and he had this old Model A pickup truck, and we were driving down the street, and all of a sudden here come the cop car behind us. We had to pull over, and they stopped us and took us out and put it in their car and took us. We were going to go to a courthouse or jail or someplace or talk to us. I remember that. And they wanted to know our parents' phone number and all that stuff. And then after they got to talking, they found out we wasn't the right truck, and they let us go anyway. So.
What were they supposedly? Would they want you for?
Somebody was vandalizing from that truck or tearing up property and things like that.
Usually a Halloween.
Yeah, pranksters and things like that.
What kind of pranks did they do on Halloween? That's always a good thing.
Since
that's not done anymore.
Well, like we lived across the street from the church, and they seemed to always have a meeting or something on Halloween, and there was a bunch of rowdies in the neighborhood that went around and they'd have the door open anyway. So they'd throw cabbages and stuff like that inside the church when the meetings were going on. And I can remember one year that a whole bunch of the older guys went down to the train yard and started dismantling one of the locomotive engines. And I can remember in the high school one year, they broke into the school and took like little lambs and a calf and put it up on the top floor. And that was one big mess when the school started up the next Monday. And right across the grade school where we lived, there was this old lady with all bent over and a hump on her back, and she was ancient. She must have been in her 80s, and everybody called her the witch. And it was pretty sad and mean of the kids. Later on, and years later, I found out she was a really sweet old lady, but she was just old, and it looked like she was a witch, but she really was a sweet lady. And then we used to go what we called out in the valley, and we stopped at this one house and knocked at the door and said, "Trick or treat." And the man opened the door, and he said he was very sorry that he didn't have anything to give us. He didn't have any candy or cookies or anything, but he offered us money. He wanted to give us each a nickel or a penny. I can't remember what it was, but we wouldn't take it from him because I think it was all the money he had.